platform, and I thank you for your likes. Thank you for keeping the algorithm on. Thank you for keeping us moving. This is Coded Import, and this particular video we are here to guide you on how you'll be able to estimate your shipping cost, so that before the goods come, you know the amount that is going to be charging you by the shipping company. So that is solely what this particular video is about. So if it's your first time coming to our channel, kindly subscribe, hit the notification button, and then like and share to anyone that this video will be valuable to. We give out the best in this one. So let's just go straight into the reason why we are making this particular video. So we are getting into the reason why we are making this video. Today we want to show you how to calculate your shipping cost before you even place your order. So that is what we intend doing today. You see, many customers ask for shipping fee before they pay. Many nowadays has been the routine. They will always want to ask for the shipping company. The fee that you are going to charge them, or the fee that they will pay when the thing gets to Ghana. Now, not because shipping is expensive, it's not because of that, but because they don't understand how it's calculated, and would love to have the fee so that they can compare. Mostly when you are buying things by sea, it mostly comes, takes some days before coming, like 60 days. So you have to wait. Now, is the wait good, cost beneficial or not? You have to really compare. So most customers will want to understand and see whether if the waiting is better than buying it at a higher price here. So that's what they may probably will be interested in asking for the shipping fee. So how do you do it as a mini importer? If you're a pre-order person, how do you calculate this for your customers so that they will be happy doing business with you? Do you wait for the shipping company to give you the shipping fee before you tell your customers? No. If you are doing that, then it means that you are always mostly going to lose your customers, because nowadays pre-order, you can agree with me, has become a bit sketchy, and you need to be very competitive in the system to be able to have more customers. So if your customers comes to you and they will want to have the shipping fee and you are not able to give them, it becomes a problem. So do you wait for the shipping company to give you the shipping fee before you give to your customers or not? Alright, so that is what we are going into. Now let's go into the formulas. If you are trying to calculate your shipping fee, now there are two things that comes in play when calculating shipping fee. So everything comes down to just two things. The two things that we call the CBM and then the rate. We are going to go into each of them, and then we will see how we'll be able to compare the two in terms of calculating for your shipping fee. Now, if you are calculating for your your shipping fee, it's going to be the CBM that you had for your goods multiplying by the rates that you have. So just as I said, we are going to go into all of them, and then once we go into all of them, we will have the understanding, and then we'll be able to calculate and estimate our shipping fee. So let's go to what we call CBM. When we say CBM, what is it? What is CBM? What is CBM? Now, CBM is the space your goods take inside a container. That is what CBM literally means. So CBM, the meaning of CBM, the abbreviation CBM means cubic meter. It means that 3 meters coming together to form what? A cube. So if you have your length, your width, and then your height, we call that what? Cubic meter. And if they are in meters, we call it cubic meters. That is what CBM is all about. So those of us who have been in school, if you've not been in school before, probably one way or the other, you've heard what we call volume. Anytime you think of volume, you can think of the space that the thing takes in the space that is occupying. That is what we call by volume, right? So the same calculation we have for volume is the same calculation we are going to use for cubic, I mean for the CBM. But the only difference is that we want our answers to be in meters. We always want our answers to be in meters, so we'll get to that side. So in calculating for your CBM, you are going to multiply the length, the width, and the height together, just as we do for volume when we're in school. So in maths, when you want to find the volume of an object, you are going to take the width, the dimension of the width, the dimension of the length, and then the dimension of the height. You put them together and then you find the product of them, and then you get the volume. So the same way you are going to apply that same calculation when you are doing the CBM. So CBM is equal to the length times the width times the height. Okay, so just as I was saying earlier on, anytime you want to calculate your shipping fee and you are identifying your CBM, there's one important rule that you have to really pay attention to. One important rule, and the rule is that always use meters. Always use meters. So if your measurements are not in meters, your answer will be wrong. So if your measurements are not in meters, your answer will always be wrong, and then you go to your shipping company always fighting. I'm not sure you want that to happen. No. So let's get into some of the dimensions and then the conversions of CBM and so on. The reason being that is that there are most of the times that you are going to chart your suppliers, you are going to find a dimension of the item in a different conversion rates. So if it is in centimeters, if it is in meters, what are you supposed to do? What are some of the ways of converting those things to be able to be at a safer point? So let's assume you have this dimension. The conversion is in millimeters. Now if the things are in millimeters, if the measurement that the supplier gave you, if it is in millimeters, what that you have to do is to divide all of them by 1,000 before you multiply them. So you have to first convert the millimeter into meters before you multiply to get your CBM. I hope that we are clear on that. Then if you are giving the dimension in centimeters, you have to also convert that one into meters before you be able to do that. So in converting it, you know that when you are given a centimeter and you want to convert to meters, what do? You divide by 100. Same way, if you are giving a millimeter and then you are converting to meters, what do? You divide by 1,000. So the same applies here. So most often people make mistakes because of this. People make mistakes because of this. So if you are doing your calculation, if you are doing your conversion, please kindly make sure that you are getting the things right. All right, so let's get into an example. You can perfectly see over here we have some dimensions of this particular freezer here. The parameters have been given. You have the length, you have the width, you have the height. Now the dimensions have been given as 787 millimeter by 559 millimeter by 858 millimeter. So what you are going to do in finding the CBM is that you are first going to change the 787 into meters before you multiply the answers, and then you'll be able to arrive at your CBM. So that is the same thing we've done over here. So you can see 787 divided by 1,000 multiplying 559 divided by 1,000 multiplying 858 divided by 1,000. So if you multiply together, you are going to have 0.377. If you have the calculator, kindly do so, and then make sure that you are confirming the answer in the comment section. Make sure you are confirming the answer in the comment section. If you understand up to this stage, please kindly type I do, I get it in the comment section. Thank you so much, and I'm proud of you for taking part in this exercise. So this one is when you are giving millimeters. Now assuming you have been given the the dimension in centimeters per this particular example. We are still using the same freezer, but then the dimension and the parameters are different. So you have 522 cm, 44 cm, and then 19 cm. So if you are trying to do that, how are you supposed to come up with your calculation? So the same thing, you are going to multiply them together, the length, the width, and then the height together, and then you are going to divide them. Because they are in centimeters, you are first of all going to divide them by 100. The answer that you get, you multiply it. So now the same thing is what we did here, and then our CBM now is 0.436. so this becomes the CBM of this particular freezer. Now most often, if you want to order things, you can probably estimate all your shipping fees, all your shipping costs ahead of time, and then we will get to the stage where I will talk about how you'll be able to get this dimension. Because assuming you're buying things and then you don't know the dimension, you can't find the CBM, right? Unless you wait for the shipping company to give you the dimensions and stuff. So this is actually how you'll be able to calculate your CBM. So there's it. Now, I spoke of two things when it comes to shipping fee. I said that in calculating your shipping fee, it all boils down to two things: the CBM and then the rate. We've explained what the CBM is, and we have shown you how you'll be able to calculate your CBM to arrive at what the cost of the goods will be. Now, the other component is the rate. Now, the rate has to do with the cost per 1 CBM. The cost per 1 CBM. Now, when we say 1 CBM, it's a whole big, it's like when you are counting 1 meter to your length, and then 1 meter width, and then 1 meter height. You put that together and it forms a cube. Then we call it what? We call it the 1 CBM, right? So if you ask your shipping company, now there's a video that I made on the blueprint to get a good shipping company. The blueprint, I have 8 questions that anytime you find a shipping company, you can just ask them out. I'll leave it in the link, the description below. Try and watch it and then understand some of the questions that you are supposed to ask your shipping company. Then where you'll be able to get these shipping companies, and then you'll be able to ask those questions to at least verify their credibility, their response rates, and then the CBM that they charge, the shipping mark, and all those things. They are in that particular video, so I will leave it in the description. Watch it. If you have not watched, watch it so that you'll be able to know some of and understand some of these things. So now the rate has to do with the cost per CBM. Every company, every shipping company, and the rate that they charge. So I'm going to just take one and then use it for the example. So from the 8 blueprints of finding a good shipping company from the video, and if you have found your shipping company, then you can then use this preamble to calculate your shipping fee when the goods arrive. So CBM, this is what your shipping agent charges per CBM. It's called the cost per CBM. So example, if the rate is 240 USD and assuming CBM is 0.436, your shipping fee will now be, remember, per this example that we did, per the formula, we said that the CBM is, the shipping fee is equal to, so the shipping fee is equal to the CBM multiplied by the rate. So now we know the CBM to be 0.436 and we know the rate to be 240. So we are going to multiply it together. And by multiplying them together, our answer is, so by multiplying it together, our answer now we have 104.64 USD. So this one becomes your shipping fee. So you know ahead of time that if you order this particular freezer based on our example, your shipping fee is going to be 104.64. So whatever country you find yourself in, if you have to do conversion, you just get the rate per dollar and then you use it to find your actual shipping fee in your currency. Now this one helps you to equip yourself, estimate, and then think around whether to continue to buy the thing or get it here in your local country. So that is it with the calculation. The other thing that I want to add as a bonus is that I have two bonuses for you. I'll add the other one at the end of the video. The first one is this one. It says that how do you get the dimensions, which I spoke of it, that I will talk about it. How do you get the dimensions? Like, for example, how did I get those dimensions? Because so one, how you get those dimensions is one, from the supplier. You can just message the supplier. You can chat the supplier from wherever place that you got your supplier from, whether from Pinduoduo, whether from 1688, whether from Alibaba, whether it's from WeChat, anywhere you got your suppliers for, you can just chat them and then ask for the dimension. They can probably give you the full CBM. If you ask for a CBM, they can give you the CBM. If you ask for a CBM, they can give you the dimension, maybe in cm or in millimeters. Then you finally calculate it and then figure it out how your CBM is going to be using the things that I've taught you in this particular video. Then the other thing is the product page. Yes, there's one thing that you don't really pay attention to, but then if you are someone who really pay attention to the product page, you will see the dimensions there. Even when you go to the description side of each product page, you'll be able to see the dimensions over there. It is written over there, the product page. You can see it, you can get it, and then you just use the calculation that you've learned in this particular video. The other thing is the carton info. Most of us have been buying things, and then you see a box, and then you see a barcode on the box, and then going down you see 45 by 36 by 35. Those things are the dimensions. So it's the length, the width, and the height put together, and then they've written under it. So that one becomes your dimension. You can just pick it out from there, and then so please don't just guess the dimension. Don't just guess the dimensions. If you have the opportunity to chat and then to find it on the product page or the carton info, try and do that. Don't just guess it. There are situations where you may be tempted to guess. Yes, at the end of the video I'll show you the other bonuses that I have. We've been in this business for a while, so we can give you certain estimations so that it can help you out. So that is how. So don't guess this. You always confirm your dimensions from the supplier. All right, so that one is a key thing for you. Okay, so estimate your shipping cost before you buy. This is how you give your customer the best service. This will give you an edge over your competitors. So this one is just an add-on or an advice I'm giving to all our pre-order people or our mini importers, my YouTube followers, my TikTok followers, and then those who are in my mentorship class. This is something that I want to add on to you guys. Please try as much as possible to estimate the shipping fee for your clients. Estimate it for your clients. I know some of you have always come to me that mentor coded, please kindly help me do this calculation for you kindly. And then because it's a lot, I find it very difficult to do it for individual. That's why I've taken my time to prepare this slide and then do this video for you. So when you watch this video, you'll be able to understand it, and you know me to be someone who is always interested in making you understand the thing and then doing it yourself. It is better off you doing it yourself than me always doing it for you, because it's better I teach you how to catch a fish, right? So that is a good thing. So it is better you know how to do that. So just try as much as possible, follow this principle. If you have any challenges doing it, just leave a comment, and then I'll make sure I'll respond to your comments, and then try and assist you out on those challenges you are facing. Now, the other thing that I want to add as a bonus is that there are certain products that we've been in the business for a while. We can just estimate what the CBM is, or we can just estimate that it's not going to be more than certain CBM. For example, if you are buying a cake, and then you are buying a cake, and the cake that you are buying is, you want to know the CBM for just one. Yes, as for that one, I can just off head give you how much it's going to cost. So For example, I know that there are certain things that it won't be up to 0.01 or 0.02. So you can always peg your calculation around that column. 0.01 for one cake, 0.01 for a shirt. Yes, just like example, this shirt that I'm wearing, if you want to find out the shipping fee for this, you can just peg your calculation at 0.01 CBM and then use it for your calculation. And then if the thing is, let's say you are buying 2 cake, you can estimate your this thing to be 0.02, and that will be around $4 or $3 thereabout. So that one helps you. It helps you instead of going through the strain of calculating and calculating and calculating and calculating every day. You get it? So for example, if you're ordering blenders like the Silver Crest blender, if you're buying 6 in a box, the CBM is 0.15. The CBM is 0.15. You get it? So those ones we've bought it for a while. I was preparing a nice Excel sheet for that, but my computer got crashed, so I couldn't really get that for you. But I believe as time goes on, I may probably come up with those estimations as well. But all that I'm saying, that if you're buying a slipper by C, if you're buying one cake by C, you're buying Lacoste by C, those things, just one of them, just peg your calculation at 0.01. If you are buying more, you can just do 0.01, you multiply it by the quantity that you are buying, and then you will know the range of CBM that you will be working in. And I believe that with this particular insight, your business will grow, and then your business will do well to the extent that you want it. So actually that is all that I have for you in this particular video. My name is Coded, and then I'm the owner of Coded Imports, and then we have these businesses as Coded Business Solutions. That's what we do as a business. That's what we do as a business. We are a coach. Okay, so this is what we do as a business. We act as shipping agents for our clients. We have importation training. If you want to learn importation, you can join the Coded Import Lifetime Mentorship. This lifetime mentorship is one of a kind. You don't get it anywhere. It's a lifetime mentorship that as we grow together. As we move together. If there is any change, any updates, anything, once you are part of this lifetime mentorship, you get to have those changes, updated to you for free. And then if you are into mini importation, if you are into pre-ordering, if you are into buying things outside, if you are into paying your suppliers, if you want to fund your Alipay, you can hit onto the Coded RMB exchange, where we will be able to give you the best rates ever, the best rate in the market, the best rate. Our rate is one of a kind, so you can just hit us up. And then if you want to do any of these, try as much as possible to hit us up. Our number will be in the comment section. Try as much as possible, hit us up, and then let's do business together. Once again, this is Coded, and the video is made for Coded Imports. And then we are on YouTube, we are on TikTok. So try as much as possible to follow, like, share, subscribe, and then send it to anyone that this video will be valuable to. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I see you guys in another video.